7-month-old baby found unresponsive in a central El Paso home earlier in the day has died.
An absolutely tragic incident out here in this neighborhood just a day before Mother's Day. As you can see, the scene is very much still active.
Crimes Against Persons Unit responded to a missing child call at about 10:45 this morning.
El Paso police then found the baby unresponsive inside a home at this 3600 block of Johnson Avenue in central El Paso. The 7-month-old was then rushed to a local hospital and later passed away. Detectives from the El Paso
Legend is my beautiful baby boy, my son.
Legend was my grandson, my first grandbaby.
Legend is my first and my only grandbaby.
The first time when I saw him, it was unbelievable that I have my first grandson, my blood.
All about my boy is that he was just like me, and I could barely tell, but he was only 7 months old, but I could tell that we shared some same qualities. And it's kind of crazy, just once you see that in somebody that's yours, So it was just nice seeing that, like, I passed down some genes, and I was excited to see him grow up and see what he became.
He would always sleep on my chest. He would always hold my finger.
We kind of stole him for a weekend. Kind of got in trouble for it, but still, it was an unforgettable memory that I'll never trade up or pass up. It was just perfect. But we took him to San Antonio just for a weekend. We went to go eat seafood. My cousins met him. Even the other side of the family met him. It was really nice. It was just a little getaway, but even though we suffered some repercussions, it was still a beautiful memory. But it'll be that one forever. The last time I saw him, it was probably my worst memory with him. But it's honestly the worst memory I have, actually.
April 15 at 7:30 p.m.
We went to just go see him at his mom's house.
We went to her house so she could let us see the baby.
She was in a bad mood. She didn't want us there, but we just wanted to see him. When we asked if we could take him, she said no. She was just being greedy.
She treated us so bad that I couldn't take it. I just had to leave the baby with my son and walked out of her apartment.
We were there for like 15, 20 minutes, not that long. But still, we could already see in his face that he was so happy to see us. He was just ecstatic, and he just wanted to hang out with us. But she was just giving off the worst attitude and just kind of pushed us away. I put him down, and I saw his face turn from like joy to just sadness, and it crushed me. But I left thinking that I'm gonna see him again, and that I'm gonna fight to see my son.
She was problems with my son, and I think that was the reason that we can see him anymore.
She basically didn't want me to see him. She didn't want, just because of her greed. She limited my time with him. She didn't let me or my mom pick him up, even though we wanted to babysit, we wanted to help out. She just wanted to keep him to himself and like kind of hurt me in a way with him. She used him as a weapon.
We had a lawyer because she wasn't letting us see the baby. She didn't let us spend time with the baby. She wouldn't let my son have his days with them. So it was hard for us just to talk to her, to let her see our grandbaby.
So we were trying to do things right. We wanted to get a lawyer. We wanted to just, go through the legal system, have it on paper that, I want some more rights, and I have more custody of my son, because, you know what I mean, she was just making up all these rules. She was just playing things her way. She wanted to be greedy with him. She just, very malicious soul, and she just basically limited my time with him, and I barely got to see him towards the end, and it would just, I really wanted to do anything in my power to take him, not even to just take her away from him, take him away from her.
May 8th, it was a Saturday. I was sitting in my dining room table. I was talking to my sister on the phone, and I just had several calls that I didn't answer because I didn't recognize the number. So later on, I received, like a few minutes later, I received a text saying to answer my phone because it was about my grandbaby. So when they called me, I answered, and it was Jeanette's sister telling me that my grandbaby was at the hospital, and my first words were, what, when did this happen? What happened? And she's just let me know that she didn't know where the baby was at, but that my grandbaby had an accident.
I was working in the morning, and my wife called me that something happened to Legend, and she told me that it was in the hospital.
As soon as May 8th started, I was already working. I got off at 6 in the morning. I drank a beer, you know what I mean, just to relax so I can go to bed easier. And then as I'm going to bed, I'm already starting to get like tucked in and stuff. My mom, you know what I mean, shakes me with some news, telling me that something happened to a Legend. And so as we start investigating little by little, we just start finding out that, you know what I mean, something had happened to him. And that's when we found out the tragedy.
After 1 hour, my wife called me again, and she said that Leon was dead.
Begin in the ABC 7 Alert Center following developments to multiple breaking news stories.
First, authorities say a missing baby was found unresponsive and later died.
Police say an officer found the baby inside the home and began CPR. Police did not indicate the child's gender or the circumstances for how the baby went missing in the home. This is a developing story, so we'll be sure to keep you updated on air and online as more information becomes available.
When I heard the news from my wife that the things that happened in the apartment, I can't believe it was a surprise for me.
I just thought, or he probably fell, hit his head, but I didn't think he was dead.
Obviously, the first thing I thought was, you know, something happened to him, or, you know, something happened to the mom. But I thought minor of it. I was like, you know, maybe he just got hurt. Maybe he just, you know, maybe he fell. You know, maybe, you know, maybe he, I don't know, something minor. You know, and I was just hoping. I was just hoping it was something like that. I never would have expected what happened.
Supposedly, it was an accident. That's what her family was saying. But that they had found him on a laundry basket all the way in the bottom with clothes on top, and that she called 911 that she couldn't find her baby.
A week later, after he passed away, we found out that she got in custody.
The mother of a 7-month-old baby who was missing and found unresponsive earlier this month now charged with murder. Police identified the woman as 19-year-old Jeanette Dukes. She was booked into jail on May 14th. ABC 7's Dylan McKim spoke exclusively with Duke's sister. She tells us what was happening moments before police were called. Dylan joins us live with the details. Dylan.
Eric, Jeanette Dukes' 7-month-old son was pronounced dead here at the El Paso Children's Hospital. According to the affidavit, asphyxia was a contributing factor to his death. Now, I want to break down the events of what happened that day. According to the affidavit, Dukes had gotten off of work early that morning and picked her son up from a friend at 6 a.m. before taking him home, strapping him in a car seat, and taking a nap. But Dukes reportedly told investigators when she woke up, she found that her son was missing. Police investigators came to the house, and officers say they found the baby underneath a pile of pressed-down clothes in a laundry basket. The baby was rushed to the hospital. According to the affidavit, Dukes called 2 people before calling the police after she woke up. One of those women was Dukes' sister, Gabrielle Bowman. I spoke with Bowman today and asked about that phone call. She says when she answered, Dukes was crying, telling her sister she couldn't find her baby. Bowman said,
How did my grandbaby suffered with that person that should have taken care of you and protected you from harm?
He's in a better place.
I know my grandbaby, he's in a better place. But these 6 months, it's been bad. I met my grandbaby. I slept with my grandbaby. I bathed my grandbaby. I fed my grandbaby. I played with him. And now I had to make funeral arrangements.
I do want to remember my son in a good way. I don't want to remember him and think sadness and let that bring me down. I want him to fuel my life, and I want him to be the awakening of my life, and I want to do better for him from now on. And you know, if I'm not wishing the worst on her, I don't wish any evil, malicious thoughts, but you know, I do want justice for my son. But most and foremost, I just want to be okay with the situation and not let it drag me down. So ever since he came into my life, it woke something up inside of me that I never knew existed. There was this love that, you know what I mean, I never felt before. And so it's just made me see life completely different ever since he was born. He was only here within a year, and in that year he was gone, but that year changed my life forever. And I'll always remember him. I'm always gonna miss him, but I appreciate him so much because he impacted my life.
You're always gonna be in our hearts.
You do. Hey, it's enough, Mom. Ella en el cielo.
So, little legend, I see you up in heaven, taking this loss as a motherfucking lesson. Cold weapon, hit me in the heart, wishing every day that I met you since the start. Now I'm sitting here, drinking on a fucking beer, looking at your pictures, I can help to shed a tear. Lo siento, mijo, este ritmo es pa' ti, te lo pido que me perdones porque I miss you every day, I can't take away the pain. I see you in my dreams, make it hard to fucking wake, hard to fucking shake. When I couldn't have been a better father, but I guess this is my fate. Living in mistakes, playing with the gates, doing DMT just to feel your pretty face. Drinking every day so I will feel this fucking pain. Don't wanna go on when I'm feeling all the shame. I get it, I fucked up, I broke another promise. God, I'm really sorry, I can't help to feel punished. Drowning in my sorrows, grab another bottle, trying to fill this hole, but I still feel hollow. I still feel hollow. I still feel hollow. I still feel hollow. I still no bars, just life and pain. Shit, your name says it all, you changed the game. Little legend, see you at the gates. So say hi to my grandma and tell her that I'll be late another day here, missing you in fear. Tears in my eyes, gripping on the fucking beer. Daddy so sorry, barely can't stand the pain. I wanna end it all, but I know that ain't the way. Barely 7 months, but you had to go away. Living for the both of us each and every day. Trying to speak to you every time that I pray. Daddy's little boy legends never fade away. My little lasting ever legend. I'll see you one day with your wings up in heaven soon.